Hello, hello, hello.
Hey,
I'm Candace.
and I'm Carla.
And this is
In the Curls.
It's so cute every time. Okay, let's start with the cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's good. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Fat Tire.
I'm drinking a Sunhari soju.
Holla.
Yours is a beer?
Mine is a beer.
Beer. Not too crazy about beer.
Yo, Candace is a little lit. We had a little bit of the jitters. It's our first episode, and we got a lot to unravel today. So, how was your work week?
My work week, my week overall. Work was interesting, actually. I had an interesting work week, but I had a better weekend. So that's my highlight, was the weekend.
Your highlight was the weekend.
Uh-huh.
So we went to Comic-Con.
New York Comic Con.
It was my first time.
So exciting.
Candace is a pro.
I'm seasoned. How'd you feel about it?
I thought it was pretty cool. I dressed up and Candace showed up in regular clothes. I was so pissed, but I wasn't so pissed. It was fun. I dressed up. When I say I dressed up, I made my own costume and I bought a wig,
which is nice. And that's the great thing about Comic-Con is when you cosplay is you don't have to have a reason for what you're wearing. Is because it's a norm there. I was dressed in regular clothing. Unfortunately, I was a little unprepared for this Comic-Con season, but I did have themed attire. I was wearing Nintendo-related items, so it fit the theme. But one of the joys of Comic-Con is that you don't have to worry about, like, am I going to look weird, or is anybody going to think that this outfit is crazy? It's because it's a norm. It's like, for me, when I'm dressed regular, I might be the weirdo at Comic-Con for not being in some kind of cosplay or as costumes, as some people call them. So even just wearing a regular outfit with a wig is still something. It's still cool.
It was definitely nice to unwind a little bit and do something that wasn't work because it has been a week.
Yeah.
We had a lot going on this week, and we took the one day off. And even when we were on our drive back home, we still ended up working.
See? And never stops.
It always ties up. We're always working.
Everything ties in together, It
really does. So I was working on a couple of things, and then Bando, he ended up, letting us know that we got to start our marketing for this strategy for this new video, and before we release it. So I'm already looking into promos for Kai Fleas and K Benz, our two artists. And it's what I realized while I was at Comic-Con was how expensive everything is, right?
It is.
And I'm like, not just at Comic-Con, like it tied in because while I was doing research on the promos, it was I have to like look at what's gonna suit us best, like which page or which site specifically to help us promote for them, and what's going to be a good fit. So I'm kind of just like comparing prices and stuff like that. So I had to do some sacrifices, and some of the artwork that I saw at Comic-Con, I was like, damn, like I really want that for my kitchen. But this is an investment. Like we're investing in our dream,
right? Because it's our business. We are starting a business, and we are representing and affiliated with some artists. So that is one thing to put in perspective too, is when you're out leisurely, spending, but then we do have this business that we are a part of. We can't freely spend as leisurely as we would prior to starting our business, is because there are expenses that we haven't factored in yet, but that will come up, and we need to budget for it.
Hence the budget.
The budget, right?
The budget strategy meeting.
Which is challenging.
It is. It's a lot. Did you realize how much we were gonna need? Like, just on the simplest things, like
For
things
marketing.
that people don't even think about. Not even just marketing, just like the equipment, how much everything was gonna cost. Like soundproofing curtains.
Yeah, right. It's like the behind the scenes items that aren't necessarily mentioned. Is kind of like you have an idea and then you have the end result. You kind of just miss out on the in between. And there are a lot of in between expenses that would have been nice to know prior to starting a business that we would have to budget for. So you just mentioned the soundproofing curtains. Yes, we did build a home studio.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dope. And there's a lot of equipment that goes into having your own home studio.
It feels like home, though. And I feel like, it's all worth it. Like, we all, I feel like the boys, both K-Benz and Kai Flays, do feel at home here. I've asked them personally.
Nice.
And, like, hey, how do you guys feel, like, now that we're recording here now? And I feel like it's just so much better. It's a vibe. Like, it's the crib. We're in the crib.
Yeah, right. And a lot of dope ideas have come to life in this space, which is like the coolest part, because it can just go from they're coming over, we're having dinner or something, and then boom, something happens, or Bando makes a beat, or is starting to is just playing sounds, right? And then one of the artists is just like, they start to vibe to the sound, and then the way their mind evolves, and they can hear.
That was actually my introduction to both of them.
Yeah.
Like, I actually like them as humans. I'm not just. They're not just anybody. Like, I really believe in them. I think that they're great artists. I like the way their mind works. I love how fast their mind works. How well they receive. I don't want to say, direction, Like, if someone's directing them, like, that sounded really dope. Say it with some oomph to it.
Yeah.
Or, like, whatever it is, like, and they're consistent, too. Like, they're both such hardworking artists. Like, they're consistent, and that's how consistency is hard, especially when you have a bunch of projects happening at once. Like, there's people that we have real jobs too, like, when I say real jobs, I mean what's paying the rent, like,
right, paying the bills,
what's paying the bills, what's paying for this stream. I love that, it's not like, I don't feel like it's a waste,
right?
Like, they're worth it. So that's definitely...
That's the overall...
a great feeling.
Right? Yeah.
That's a great feeling that, although, the money that goes into this, it's worth it. They're worth every penny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that too.
Before starting the studio, I was at a family function with my parents, and I hadn't really, discussed with them, the
details.
The made for rivals,
the ins and out of
music,
it.
and entertainment, our company. But, I had them drive me to to a studio that we were using prior to, making our own. And, so they're driving me, and they're like, you're going to the studio. Like, what does that mean? Like, a studio? Like someone's house, has an apartment that's a studio? And I'm like, no. I mean, the studio, I'm working with artists that make music. Bando's a part of this. I have 2 artists particularly that I'm working with. It's, Kay Benz, Kai Flays, and they're good people. They were like, wow. Like I didn't really expect that type of reaction from them. But they were like really proud of me. They're like, oh, like
that's dope.
My baby's part of something that's gonna blow up, and I'm gonna see you on TV. Like, oh my God, like they were like, they're my biggest cheerleaders in all this, So it felt nice, for them to have their support and, have them cheer me on. And then I had to just kind of explain
what it means.
I'm like, I'm not actually recording music. Like, I think that they were under the impression that I was like rapping or singing or something. And I'm like, no, it's more than that,
Starting a label.
Candace and I are the women behind these men. Because right now it's male artists, but you don't know which artists.
How we can expand in the
how
future.
how could we can expand this. But it felt nice.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Do they ask about the music at all or want to hear it?
No, they haven't. But as soon as so they didn't know that we had the studio in the crib. And when they came over, I was like, oh, hey, by the way, like the studio's in the crib now. Like, you don't have to take me to the other studio ever again. Not that they like drive me each time I had to go to that other studio.
Right.
It was it just so happened that I was at a family function, and then I was like, hey, drop me off here instead. I got work to do.
There you go.
And then when they came over, they were like, can I see the studio? And then I'm like, okay. And then I was like, well, let me go in there first.
That's awesome, though. They want to see where you're
They wanted
working.
to see it. My mom was, like, ready, like, about to break the door down to go in. I'm like, hold on a second. Like, hold up. Let me, like, assess the situation. I don't want to see, like... it's still my parents.
Yeah.
So, like, I came in. I just made sure there wasn't any, like, clips, out or whatever.
Yeah. Inappropriate for their eyes.
For them. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's inappropriate. Like, I don't think that they're,
It'd be off-putting, right?
It would just be like... oh, like, what's this? Like, my parents are, old school. They're old. My mother had me at an older age, like in her late 30s. So, they're older. They're also Latinos. So we're like, not as... that. They're not as, like, chill with that. I mean, like... yeah. They're not dumb, also.
Like, right. But we got to be guarded in some sense when it comes to our
like,
parents.
I won't even smoke my vape in front of them. That's how I was just raised, that it didn't matter. Like, I could be 50 years old and I still can't do it in front of them.
I get that. Same for, like, when it comes to my parents. Sometimes they may curse all day long. With my mother specifically, she hates to hear cursing. So
I would never I don't curse in front of my parents at all.
Curse, like, even little words like, hell or shit. I wouldn't.
Hell is a bad...
damn is a bad word in my mother's eyes. But she could say it all day long, kind of thing. And love her, but some things I think it's just off-putting to hear for them. So, for example, I know, I worked on the album art for Kai Flay's, his song Wishful, and I didn't send them the actual song because there's some explicit language in there, but I showed them the album art, for example, or the cover art for that single that I was a part of that. I worked on it. So I did get like a little praise and feedback from my family on that.
The detail on that was dope.
I thought it was pretty nice.
That head wrap with the tassels, clean.
Thank you. That's his signature, right? It's his little turban that he wears.
Yeah, he does. I love it. It's it definitely is. The one day he didn't wear it, we were like,
who are you?
Who is this walking in here?
Right.
But yeah, it was, that's nice. So they praised you. They loved it.
They did. My dad actually, funny story is that my dad is actually an artist to some extent, because not as far as like body posture kind of art. He's really good at drawing like landscapes, and he used to build models.
Like an architect?
Yeah, very similar to an architect. He used to build like actual live models of things, and he was really into trains, a little bit different than the MTA here in New York, but he used to build train models, which was like super dope. So he's an artist in that degree where he's familiar with the drawing and things of that nature. So I do feel like the art gene did come to me in a little bit. I do struggle with drawing body poses and faces.
Oh, let me fix my posture then. I gotta fix my posture in case she's ever gonna do the sketch,
I don't have
like
my
that
sketch
guy
pad.
on the train who just draws a sketch of someone and hands it to them at the end. So, I gotta
the caricatures.
Be on point. Yeah, I just gotta be on point.
I'm a real big fan of caricature art, actually, too. I really like the exaggeration of that art style. But then that's also one of my struggle areas is drawing faces. And then, faces as long as with like body poses and gestures is one of my struggles with drawing art. So I do admire it though.
Candace has also been the one who did our cover art.
I am working
for In the Curls. And I saw the draft and
a very rough draft.
It is not that rough. It's a very nice draft and I love it. I think that you guys are all gonna love it. You guys are seeing it now if you're listening to this episode. But I'm very content with it.
Thank you. I do try, but I am also still learning, the ins and out. We don't know everything right now, right? But there's been a lot of struggles and challenges with just starting a business, starting a brand.
Time.
There's
never enough time.
Oh, man.
It's always like...
We're against the clock.
What time is it? It's like, what's the task for today? What are we doing? We're working on different things at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I had to do... I was setting up... I was trying to set up a conference call meeting with all of us. And it was like... just get it done. Like this meeting has to happen. Like we haven't had a meeting in a week and this is crucial. We need this. We have songs coming out by the end of the month and we need to discuss, marketing strategy. We need to discuss album cover art. We need to discuss the music video. We need to discuss where we're promoting this video. We need to discuss all of these things.
Yeah.
What everybody's, the drawing board. We need to draw on this board.
Right.
So, time. Everyone has a different schedule. Everyone has their day job.
Yeah.
It was really freaking hard. And I felt the pressure of it. It was like, get it done. And then I'm like...
Right?
Okay, so if what about Thursday? It was just like, it was a lot. And then I pulled some strings and we ended up making it work. I'm just glad it worked.
Right.
We did get to discuss a lot. And, I love the team that, we're actually getting better at communicating with one another. It's a learning process, obviously, because,
Yeah, it really is a learning curve, especially about kind of like what I mentioned earlier is like you have an idea and then you have the end result and then you kind of just, the in-between is kind of a gray area, so it's like there's a lot of challenges and a lot of behind the scenes and a lot of hard work and time and effort that goes into getting us all to the end goal.
Everybody's playing a part. Everybody's doing something.
Right. We all have our individual roles. We all have our individual tasks, our individual jobs within the umbrella of the company itself. And it's so easy to kind of like lose touch sometimes. So you mentioned that we needed to have a meeting, which was true, is because us individually as a team, we were all in different time schedules. And it was a little challenging to come together just to have a meeting, and not even an in-person meeting. It was audio.
It was even for a call.
Yeah, it was
That's
a call
the crazy
meeting.
part. It's like, okay, we could do a conference call, like it's cool. And then it's like, no, I'm working a 12-hour shift today. It was crazy.
There's conflicts.
But the important thing is
we made it work.
Is that we made it work. Give me a cheers, please.
There we go.
We made it work because that's what we do. We make it work. Got it done. Getting it done.
We got it done. We got two meetings in this week. And yeah, I feel like that's something that maybe we're not fully conscious of, is that there's sacrifices that we have to make, when it comes down to management of what we have to do in the structure of it all. There's sacrifices that we give up for this. I mean, we know in the back of our mind that it's all going to pay off in the long run, but when you're living through it present day in the moment, there's sacrifices.
I'm just like, sometimes like, what's up? Wait, let me just use this opportunity to fluff my hair. I was like, I
curls,
just finished pulling my hair.
That's,
you get those.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's the curls. It's the unwinding of it. Not unwinding in the sense of like, we're relaxing. No, it's unwinding in the form of the breakdown of what we need to do.
No, but it feels good to know what we're doing. Like, I like that. I like structure. And I think that we're, we're building our foundation. Like
we are.
And I think that's great.
Because we're driven. I feel like I also feed off of the energy.
Imagine if we were all lazy and like, no, I have to
If we were lazy, we wouldn't be this far.
I wouldn't be able to work like that.
We have so many things that have prospered and that are going to continue to flourish later on down the line, So it's like each time we do something, me personally, I get the feeling of like, man, there's no way we could fail because we're on the right path. And then like good thing after good thing just keeps happening. And you may have a small speed bump where it's like, you're stuck for a moment. But then like when the team comes together, boom.
No, forget about it.
We just take off.
When I think about how this all kind of started, this started in Bando's kitchen.
You had an earlier presence than I did, yeah.
He was cooking in the kitchen.
Dope.
That's what we used to call it. This was like beginning, like fuck a first draft. Like this was like we didn't have half the equipment that we have now. Like obviously everything's like a learning curve, and thankfully. Like we were able to, troubleshoot certain equipment. Cheaper is not better.
There you go.
Not always.
That's true.
Cheaper is not always better. Sometimes you have to make that investment in certain equipment,
Because you're going to lose something. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we had to invest in soundproofing. We had to invest in a better microphone. Yeah. Headphones. All of these things.
Computers.
Like those days were the best days because I used to just sit, lay down on the couch. It was an open layout apartment. And then you just see Bando, the mad scientist, like, just like, when he does that little, like, he has an idea and he kind of, his ears just go up like this. Because he's really listening for something, and he has the ears for it. It's definitely.
It's dope.
I love seeing the magic happen, not just with everyone. I think that even when I saw you doing our the sketch for our podcast, man, like that felt so good. Like I'm like. Damn, that's good. Like, you did that? Like, oh, shit. Let me find out a bitch got skills.
I do feel like I'm still in the learning phase. I mean, a rough sketch is a rough sketch. Modest. I'm glad
Picasso, baby.
I'm still learning, because what it was for me is I had a crazy spark of inspiration right? And I bought an iPad, I bought a Apple Pencil, and I bought Procreate, and I bought like all these softwares and things to kind of just like fuel my inspiration at the time. And I started to sketch and try to become familiar with drawing and figuring out. I'm still like present day, I'm still figuring out what my art style is. I know I've been heavily influenced by like the anime and the manga and the Japanese culture. That's just like the headliner for my inspiration, is just like the Japanese culture. I've been so fascinated with it. I really want to like not mimic their style, but I want to like incorporate Japanese culture and my own style and some kind of fusion. I want to make some kind of fusion because I feel like I've seen a lot of different art forms and I appreciate art on so many levels, but just the way the Japanese and like Taiwanese culture do it, it's just so captivating for me and I love it, and I want to have my own flavor influenced by their style, and that's what I want to incorporate for us. If you like it, hopefully once I get like my niche and I start to like get flowing with the art, if you vibe with
I
it,
saw her working.
and you're like, that shit is
She's
dope.
being mad modest. She was,
Man,
she was,
I would love it. I would truly love it if I created something and you were just like, yo, this is it. Man, my heart would just probably.
That's dope. But who
It would just
knows?
take off.
Maybe this will bring us to Japan.
Dang.
I know that's like a dream of yours.
Man, the dream of dreams, right?
That's one of her
Like,
dreams. That's
so
like
many
somewhere she
dreams,
does aspire to go to.
they just coincide. Like our dreams just coincide, and I feel like being on this journey is gonna get me there.
No, it is.
Like everything just feels like I know before I kind of had a disconnect with what my purpose was, but as things just keep progressing for me, I feel like this journey that we're on, it's gonna take me there. And that, man, talk about fuel. That just like, if you could feel my heart right
I'm
now,
gonna feel your heart.
feel my heart.
Oh, I feel that shit. That shit is pumping.
I just get so excited. And maybe I don't always express it outwardly, but I just get so excited because when I think about the challenges and the struggles and the turmoils that we go through, like those, it's like everything is like a little bit, it's on a downward slope, right? But then you kind of just have like this microscope vision of like not microscope, a telescope vision of the end. And it's just so grand, you know? And it's like, we're on this downward path, but we're going to pick back up. We're going to pick back up and we're going to excel.
I don't know if it's
and we're
downward.
Flourish. No, not downward. I just mean like when you have challenges.
Oh, no, yeah,
and when you hit a block, you know what I mean?
No,
like when you
I
hit a block,
understand.
mentally you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I'm frustrated. I don't know like where to go to next.
No, that's when you just need to take a minute and just This is our safe place.
Yeah, right.
You know, like that's part of the reason why we started this, right? Mm-hmm. This is our safe place where we're gonna be able to just unravel.
There you go. Have an outlet.
Yeah.
Have an outlet. Because we're actively, we're going through it all. You know, we're not at our end result yet. We're going through it. And we're sharing our experiences and how we're feeling. And when we get to our end result, and when we look back and people look back, our journey is just documented.
It's going to be like, maybe I shouldn't name drop.
Do a code.
Nah, it's fine. It's going to be like Kanye's documentary. Like
which
from beginning to end, like how it all started. Like we're going to have documentation of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have to look through my Google Photos of pictures of us in the kitchen.
That's dope.
Cooking in the kitchen.
I hope you have it.
I do. I hope I do because I've been like, I'm not the I'm not the videographer or the photographer, but you know, we kind of play all roles.
It depends.
It depends in the instance of the circumstances or the situation or what comes to you, like, you know. But I'm gonna look into that because you know, at the end, I want to be able to see all of that, like how it all started to where we're going.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna just be like,
Mama, I
made it. Mama, I made it.
And I love that, you know, because I know for like me personally, I really just enjoy taking pictures and like short videos and stuff because it's really easy to get caught up on like the negative moments and the negative feelings in life. And then when I'm feeling good and I'm like, I'm somewhere and something compels me that I want to capture this moment. I want this moment to be like on record for me personally.
No, yeah, for me too.
You
like
know?
Even if it's like a picture that I don't plan on sharing on social media or
Right.
anything, like I have pictures that nobody will ever see.
Yeah,
like
same.
They're literally just for me.
Yep.
Like, you know, like I remember this day.
Yeah.
Like I remember what happened this day, and it takes me right back to
back
that. And it's
right?
such, you know, even the like fucked up day, like, you know, like if something fucked up happened that day, you know, but it had to happen to get where we are now.
Everything happens to lead us to our end goal. And I love that. And like the way that we're starting this business, we're starting a business, right? But we're also starting a brand. And I love that because it's something that's like, it's going to be ours. And it's like an imprint that we're going to leave on this world, you know?
No, it is like, ours.
The whole world may not know about it, but there's the following that we build off of the community we are creating. Our following is going to make us live on.
It is.
You know? No, and that shit is so dope to me.
That is dope.
It's so dope.
Speaking of.
Like, I love it. Go ahead.
No. I fucked up a little bit. I kind of cut you off on that. I was just thinking when you were saying all of that about like the following and everything, I was just thinking about analytics right now.
No, and that's a part of it.
No,
right?
yeah, we have
the
to get
analytics are a part of it as we're expanding on our brand and are expanding on our business. We have to look at the analytics to see
where
which
our
communities
going.
are following us. Yeah, we have to know who's paying attention to what we're saying and what we're putting out there. Exactly.
Are you listening?
So we have to look at demographics and, you know, different social circles, age range, communities. We have to see who's following us. Yeah. And then from there, how we can expand further.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we do have to look at analytics. There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of factors, guys.
A lot of factors, yeah.
There's so many factors.
And we're going to uncover them. We're going to go through it all, and we're going to experience it live, and then we're going to share our journey and share our experiences on what we're going through and how we're building our business.
I love this. You know what I love right now? She always does that. She does this when she's super excited. So she could play off like she's like this timid young lady. But, you know, she be getting excited and shit, you know?
It really is, though.
No,
you know, I feel like in the past, previously, sometimes it's like I don't want to live in the past too much. But when I reflect, right, it's just like I know beforehand, before New York, I had a purpose, right?
Yeah.
I had a meaning. I have the feeling of that. I have the feeling of there was a purpose. There was something behind what I was doing prior, but like now I just like I went in a completely different direction, and I feel like I'm just like born again. Like I'm here for a reason.
No, there's always a reason.
Know?
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. You're here for a reason.
Yeah.
This is the reason.
And everything is just making sense now. Like we're building a business, we're building a brand, we're meeting new people, we're discovering new things, we're still learning. You know, we research and we're still finding out about what we're doing. And man, like it's it's just new, and it's exciting to learn different things. It's exciting to be like outside of your comfort zone and expanding your mind and acquiring new knowledge and being in a whole different avenue.
No, for me, this what I mostly love about this too is the learning process. Like you know, they say that it's easiest to learn when you're at your youngest, right? Like you pick up habits, like you pick up habits, you learn quicker, right? You know, so I feel like, you know, even though I'm at this stage in my life where I, you know, I'm still figuring shit out, you know?
Yeah, me too.
I'm still figuring shit out, and then I'm just kind of like, you know, it's never too late. You know what I mean? Like there's people out there that fucking start going to become a doctor when they're like 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nothing's impossible, and it may seem impossible, but it's really not. Like look at, like, you did just say you didn't see this, right? Because you had like a whole different you know, perspective or whatever. You know, when I was younger, I thought I was gonna be a talk show host.
This is a form of it, though.
You know, no, I just had like
the realization.
I just had a realization of this, is that when I was really little, I wanted to be a talk show host.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, I wanted to be a talk show host. I wanted to be just like
a digital personality.
Yeah, no, well, I wanted to be like, well, I still want to be Oprah, but you know, I thought that I didn't, you know, as I got a little bit older, obviously, you know, everything changes. Like as you're, you know, living life, you know, then I wanted to be a guidance counselor. Then I wanted to be, I don't know, something else. Yeah. Like it changes with whatever life throws at you, right? Like it kind of changes. But I thought I was gonna have my career like
differently,
married, kids, like all of these things when I was like in my early 20s maybe, or like, you know, 18, 20s. I thought that I was gonna, like by 30 I'm gonna have like
settle down,
white picket fence, a house, all of these things,
right? And
like, you know, now it's like the complete, I'm like no. I don't want those like certain things, you know, obviously not all of those things, but yeah, life happens, right? And perspective, it's the perspective that you're at, where you're at in life.
Things change. I get that, because they also, you know, there's like this social stigma that like by 30 you should be married with children, have a house, you know, those kind of things.
Exactly.
I get that a lot, you know, going against social stigmas. I get that. And I also get that even for myself personally, you know, you have like aspirations and dreams in life. And then when you get to be a certain age, you kind of feel like, now it's too late, you know, but it's really not too late as you feel. Yeah. That's what they say. But like, if you kind of just like change your mindset a little bit, or if you get inspiration.
It's also who you surround yourself with. Yeah. Like, look at who, like right now, I mean, we're surrounded by talented people.
Yes, creative
some
people.
Young, some are older.
Yeah.
You know, like
right. Our environment has changed.
It has.
Yeah, and that's also inspiring. And for me personally, I did feel that way prior to like these last couple of years, where like if I wanted to learn a new language or something, I'm like, I'm too old to pick up a new.
Did you try Duolingo?
No, I didn't try anything. I just mean like
the
mental mindset was like, you know, I have these thoughts of I want to try something new, but then I have these other, like, you know, they have the angel and the devil on your shoulder, you know. I have one side wanting to try new things, and I have the other side like, oh, you're too old, you're in this point in your life, you can't do it. It's like, it's the can't in the back of your mind.
No, you know what's crazy is my mother actually just recently became an American citizen.
Congratulations.
My mother is Right now, I believe my mother is 71. Right? And I she really like she had the fear of failing this test and, trying to, she was scared. Like, oh my God. And she's lived in this country for a very long time. Like most of her life, she's
Right.
been in the US. But here's my mom at freaking 71, and she passed it. It was she got in her head. Like she freaking thought, like, I'm gonna fail this test. She, it's that, like, I'm too old to remember all of these things,
Right.
or whatever it is. And, she did it.
Yeah, once you change your mindset around, right, you can always accomplish. If you feel like you're putting your all into something and you're putting your best foot forward, you're putting in your best efforts, you can truly accomplish anything that you want to accomplish. You just have to get it out of your mindset. Whatever blocks are holding you back, expel those from your mind and focus on the positive and the good and the reward and what you want for yourself. You can have everything you want for yourself.
Yeah, but you got to put in that work.
There you go.
Put in that work, baby.
Put in that effort, and you can have anything you want in life.
Yep.
I
wanna end this note with
beautiful, right? Cheers to the future.
Oh wait, I kind of like fucked that up, but I've been drinking. Okay.
Cheers to our future.
Cheers and having to the future.
Everything that we want in life.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Look me in the eye.
Man.
Until next time,
we're going to prosper.
This is In the Curls.
In the Curls.
With the girls.
With the girls.
Carla and Candace.
Carla and Candace.